guys? Pastor Durb here for Church of Metal. It's Metal Monday. Gonna rank the Judas Priest albums today. Least favorite to favorite. Pretty excited about this. As before with the Maiden video, you know, these are all my personal opinions of what I feel, and the ones at the bottom, my least favorite, I still absolutely love and listen to all the time. So just thought I'd throw that out there as a disclaimer. And I felt ranking the Priest albums was a little harder than ranking the Maiden albums, even though I feel with Maiden being my favorite band in the world that, you know, every album's almost equally as good as the others, except for those handful of classics. Priest has that handful of classics you can't touch either. So, but it's harder to rank the other ones, I felt like. But we're gonna give her a shot. So, Priest, second favorite band of all time. Let's see. So I believe there's 18 studio albums. Oh, what should we start off with? And I'm doing them off the top of my head, and I was thinking about it earlier today, because I don't like reading or sitting there going monotone and holding up a CD, okay? You know, I get excited about this stuff, so I get a little animated, and I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone here. With my son Brady back there. Hi, Brady.
Hi.
He's a Priest fan too. Took him to see Priest, what was it, 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years ago this year.
Maybe a little longer than that.
3 years ago? No, it was 2 years ago, I think. Firepower tour. So yeah, killing two birds with one stone, wife's shopping and stuff. So I'm sitting in the car gonna try to pull this off. So I may have to edit it, and you may find me in different locations and positions here. So anyway, we'll give her a shot here. We're gonna start it off. So my least favorite Priest album, Point of Entry. Okay. I love Point of Entry, but it had the almost impossible job of following up British Steel. Now there's some amazing songs on there, of course, Heading Out to the Highway, all-time Priest classic. Desert Plains, amazing, you know. Solar Angels, really good song. You know, all the songs are good, but I just felt it didn't have quite as much gusto as British Steel did. But still a great album, still a great album. When I, you know, got into music and was collecting stuff from all my favorite bands, Point of Entry is actually the last Priest album I got to complete the collection before I was current, and then got everything that they would put out on time. But I wasn't disappointed. Still a great album, man. Still a great album. Just those 3 songs alone makes a killer album. But there's other good stuff on there too. Hot Rockin', Don't Go, you know, good stuff. So anyway, Point of Entry. Next, I am going to have to go with Demolition. Okay. I really feel that the Ripper Owen albums are badass and have gotten a bad rap, much like the Blaze albums with Maiden. I'm a big Ripper fan. I love everything he does, and I really have felt he's never gotten the credit he deserves. And again, man, I mean, yeah, you can't touch Halford, right? Halford is the voice of Priest, but man, people need to open up their hearts and their minds, and especially their ears, because you miss out on some good music when you're narrow-minded, I'm telling you. Like I said in the Maiden video, if you view your bands like sports teams, it'd be a lot easier, you know, because your favorite players will come and go off a sports team, but your sports team is still there. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Demolition, great album. Is following up what I feel was an amazing album with Jugulator. Hard to do, so a lot of times Priest will go down a different road after an intense album or a real, you know, monumental album kind of. So not as heavy as Jugulator. Had some great grooves on there though. You know, it kicks off with Machine Man, another great drum song for Scott Travis. The guy's amazing. But you had, you know, Feed on Me and One on One, and you had some great stuff on there. Beautiful Ballad, Lost and Found, Subterfuge. I mean, there's a lot of good songs on that album. Hell is Home, obviously one of the standout tracks on there. Good stuff. So, Demolition. So, coming in next, I'm probably gonna have to go with Ram It Down. Okay. Like Ram It Down. It's following up Turbo, so you know, you got some leftover songs from Turbo. Kind of the same sound, but heavier than Turbo. You know, some great, I mean, Hard as Iron. Man, I'd love to see them play that live sometime. That's a killer track. The title track, you know, heavy metal. Monsters of Rock's monumental song. Blood Red Skies, big standout track on the album. So it's good. I like it. So yeah, after Ram It Down, I think I'm gonna have to go Redeemer of Souls. Okay, so this is after KK's left the band, and Richie Faulkner on guitar now. Love Richie Faulkner, dude. Again, you know, in a situation like that, you're not gonna get the credit you deserve. And he's an amazing guitar player, good guy, good songwriter, you know, really breathed a breath of fresh air into the band at that point. And Redeemer of Souls is a badass album. There's great stuff on there, you know. Halls of Valhalla, March of the Damned, you know, title track, Dragonaut, Beginning of the End. I really love that song. That's good stuff. Almost had kind of a little bluesy number, Crossfire in there. It's pretty good. Almost a song that belonged on Rock-a-Rolla, kind of with the blues influence on there. But anyway, good album. The only thing I felt was lacking on that was the production. I didn't really like the production on that album, the sound of it that much, but it's still a damn good album. Love the cover, the artwork on that one's good. So anyway, coming in after Redeemer of Souls. What's next, Brady? I don't remember. Sorry here. Gonna have to go with Nostradamus. Okay. Again, one of those albums that they took a lot of flack for. I've heard it's kind of a polarizing album for Priest fans, I feel like. Several Priest albums are that way. But double album, concept album about Nostradamus. I think it was a huge undertaking. I think they pulled it off. I think it's a brilliant album. It's a shame they weren't able to take it on the road in the proper way and do a full-on production and play the album in its entirety, kind of a deal. But great stuff on there. Title track, Prophecy, Messenger of Death. Alone, great song. There's some good stuff on there. Good stuff. Love the cover artwork on that too. Good stuff. Oh, shit, cops coming. Anyway, so let's see. After Nostradamus, what was coming next? Let me think about it here. Right. Like what you've done here. Okay, good. Let me see. Okay, so after Nostradamus, I think we'll have to go with Turbo. I think we'll go Turbo next. I rank Turbo higher than most Priest fans because I know Turbo is another one of those albums, a polarizing album. But I don't know. I was 14 when it came out, man. And when you're a kid, you don't go, "Oh, that's not metal" or any of that kind of crap, man. One of your favorite bands puts out an album, it's awesome. I had some great memories around that album. Still some good stuff on there. Reckless, Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days, Hot for Love, you know, Out in the Cold. I've always loved that song. I really love the intro on that and stuff. Rock You All Around the World. There's some really good stuff on there. So yeah, good stuff. Coming in next after Turbo. Where was I gonna go next? Firepower. Okay, the latest album from Priest. Me and the family saw him on the tour. Badass album. Okay, followed up Redeemer of Souls. Production much better on this. I know Tom Allen in the production mix. You know, their old producer. Really great sounding album, great songs. Again, Richie Faulkner really helping a lot with the songwriting there. It's a badass album, you know. Brady, what's your favorite song on Firepower? Just the title track? Yeah, I mean, all of them are great. There's some great songs on there. Evil Never Dies. Children of the Sun. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Necromancer's a good one. Trader's Gate. So yeah, all kinds of killer tracks on that album. Love it. Artwork's awesome. So yeah. So after Firepower, anyway, I can't wait to see what they put out next. Waiting for another new album here. So let's see, after Firepower, what do we got? Probably gonna have to go with Hellbent for Leather, or Killing Machine, depending on what part of the world you're in. Awesome album, you know. They're really starting to get on track with their sound, what would become the True Priest sound after that. It's great songs, man. I always love Delivering the Goods. Evening Star, great song. Before the Dawn, I thought was a beautiful ballad, great song. Of course, you got the title track. You know, you've got Running Wild, which is a Priest classic. Really good stuff on that album. So, yeah, Hellbent for Leather, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hellbent for Leather. So, coming in after Hellbent for Leather, I'm gonna go with Jugulator. You know, the first Tim Ripper Owens album, brutally heavy, man. If you're gonna follow up Painkiller, which is a brutally heavy album, you better, you know, give it some extra hair on the old ball sack, if you know what I mean. So I really felt they did with Jugulator. I rank it higher than most people. I just think it's a badass album, man. Burning Hell, Bloodstained, Cathedral Spires, epic track. Love it. So yeah, amazing album in my opinion. Artwork, when the artwork, I first saw it in the store, I was like, oh man, that's some brutally evil looking artwork, but pretty cool in retrospect, you know. Good album, great sounding album. Scott Travis on point. Whole band's playing well. Title track amazing. You know, good stuff. So coming in next, we will go with Angel of Retribution. Okay, so Ripper's out, Halford's back in. So expectations were very high on this one. And in my opinion, I know this is kind of one of those albums where Priest fans have mixed opinions on it, but on this album, I felt they delivered the goods, so to speak. Expectations were high, like I said. I felt like they met them. You know, Hell Rider, the title track, or not the title track, Judas Rising. I always think of that as the title track. But killer stuff. Deal with the Devil, Worth Fighting For, Loch Ness, epic track at the end there. Angel, beautiful song. Eulogy that leads into Loch Ness is killer. Got Demonizer. The only track I still liked but really didn't care for as much is Revolution. But you know, that's Priest, man. They're always doing something different, but they're still, you know, one of the greatest metal bands in the world, and Halford's still the metal god. He proved it on there. I think he still sounds amazing, but yeah, Angel Retribution did not let me down at all. Okay, so moving right along, let me think of what we got left here off the top of my head. Ooh, man, some good albums still. Gonna have to go Painkiller next. So you're going from Ram It down to Painkiller. Scott Travis comes into the band, changes the dynamic of the band. You know, I know they used a drum machine when they did the demos to Painkiller, and Scott came in and played a lot of the stuff that they had come up with. But man, there's only one Scott Travis, and when you hear something like the title track, Painkiller, or fucking, you know, Hell Patrol, shit like that, Between the Hammer and the Anvil, I mean, it's just brutally heavy, the the change in drum styles from Dave Holland to that, which Dave was awesome for what they were doing at the time. Underrated drummer, but Scott comes in, man. That album's heavy as shit, you know. Nightcrawler, what a badass song, huh? Leather Rebel. Here comes the metal meltdown, run for your lives. What a killer album, man. Heavy as shit. I remember when it first came out, Nikki Sixx fucking said it was a mofo heavy album, some shit like that. I loved it. Great album. So moving right along now. Now we're getting into the classic Priest stuff. And I'm gonna have to go with Sin After Sin next. Great album. Love the album cover. Actually, I had a nightmare. I don't know if it's a dream or a nightmare, but either way, somehow that album cover and stuff was in my dream, and then incorporated stuff from the album cover, like the skull on there. I don't know. When I was a kid getting into Priest, you know, back in the early 80s, you know, people were burning records because they were satanic, stuff like that, which just, you know, was more and more intriguing as a young man to get into this stuff. But yeah, you know, you look at the artwork, oh man, that's evil, can't wait to get that, I bet that sounds cool, you know, it looks cool. And then I'd buy the cassette and wasn't able to play it yet or whatever, and I would just sit and stare at it and open it and close it, open it again and stuff. Sin After Sin's one of those albums. You got Sinner, what a great song, you know. Starbreaker, killer song. You know, you got some underrated tracks on there. Dissident Aggressor, you've got, you know, Raw Deal, you've got Let Us Pray, Call for the Priest, good stuff. Here Come the Tears, Last Rose of Summer, beautiful song, man. You know, yeah, Diamond's Arrest was on there. Good stuff, man. Great stuff. Wore that tape out, I remember. So, After Sin, I'm gonna go Rock and Roll. I know a lot of people ranked that a lot lower because to them it wasn't the true Priest sound or whatever that they would start developing on the next album, but Rock-a-Rolla, I think, was like the third or fourth album I got from them, and I fell in love with it, man. I absolutely love that album. I love the bluesiness, the Sabbathy stuff they had going on. I love the opening track, One for the Road, Dying to Meet You. I thought Cheater's a killer song, Winter's a cool song, Never Satisfied, obviously. My favorite song on the album is Run of the Mill. I think it's a beautiful song. I absolutely love it. And you know, I like the re-release artwork that Gull Records put out. So yeah, I never really liked the Coca-Cola takeoff that much, but loved the other artwork. So anywho, after Rock-a-Rolla, what we got left? Well, I'm gonna go British Steel. Okay. Most people rank this as their first, possibly second favorite Priest album, and I do. I love it. You know, I've just heard Breaking the Law and Living After Midnight so many times. It's hard to hear those again, but I still listen to the full album, man. I'll still do it. I still love them. There's some there's some underrated songs on there too. Some gems like Steeler. What a badass song. The Rage, of course. Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise. How Can You Not Love Rapid Fire? What a killer song. Grinder. Always Loved United. What a great song. Metal Gods, of course. So great stuff on there. Classic album, classic artwork on that with the razor blade, you know. So moving on from British Steel, man, this is where it starts to get tough. Oh, I think we'll have to go with Defenders of the Faith. Amazing album. I got into metal '83, so Defenders would come out shortly after. Great album, man. You go from Free Will Burning into Jawbreaker. Rock Hard Ride Free, The Sentinel, one of the all-time Priest classic songs, man. Love Bites, cool track. Eat Me Alive, underrated track. Some Heads Are Gonna Roll is a good song, you know. Night Comes Down, great ballad. Heavy Duty. Great stuff on there. The artwork is cool. Wish you could have seen them on that tour. Good stuff. Great album. Great album. So, Fallen Defenders. Gonna have to go Scream. Scream for Vengeance. The album before Defenders of the Faith. Just fucking killer album, man. Amazing. Hellion Electric Eye. I fucking love Riding on the Wind, especially that drum intro from Dave Holland. Really sets the tone. You've got a great take on, or a great song, Take These Chains. You know, the title track, brutally heavy. You've got Everything Coming, I've heard a billion times. Still great song though. Had a great groove to it. Really put them over the top. Devil's Child, great stuff. Pain and Pleasure. Bloodstone. Bloodstone. What a great song. Good stuff on that album, man. Good stuff. So, after Screaming, what's that leave us with? I think we've only got 2 albums left. It's hard. I'm gonna have to go Stained Class. Again, it's one of those albums that most Priest fans rank in the top 5, but is it really that popular of a Priest album? I don't think so, but man, heavy as shit. Man, Exciter kicks it off. What a great drum intro by Les Banks, you know. Got Better By You, Better Than Me, White Heat, Red Hot. One of my favorite Priest songs of all time, Saints in Hell. I know everybody has said that. On the Firepower tour, I got to see him play it live, and that was quite the treat because they had never played it live before that tour. So that was a lot of fun. What a great song. Hero's End. Of course, you got the classic Beyond the Realms of Death. Savage. You know, you got some good stuff on there, man. What a great album. Killer artwork. And that leaves us with only one. That's Sad Wings of Destiny. This is where Priest would start to develop their sound. You know, you still kind of had some stuff bleeding over from rock and roll. Still had some bluesy stuff going on. It's getting heavier, it's getting darker. Got songs like The Ripper, you know. Victim of Change is obviously a big classic there. My favorite Priest song of all time is Epitaph. I know they were going for kind of a Queen sound on that song, but I absolutely love it. Really moves me. Another one of my top favorite Priest tracks is Island of Domination, man. That's an underrated track right there. I know Dave Mustaine, that was one of his favorite Priest tracks. And it's got some killer riffs in that song, man. And you got, of course, Dreamer, Deceiver, Into Deceiver. Brilliant songs. You got the piano intro, Prelude, Glenn Tipton did, into Tyrant, which is one of the best Priest songs ever as well. You know, you got Genocide on there. Really good stuff. Some of the best artwork I've ever seen on an album. I actually have the t-shirt for that too. It's just fucking killer, man. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So anyway, that's my Priest albums ranked, least favorite to favorite. Please be nice in the comments. This is just for fun, people. So throw out your opinions and how you would rank them. Just remember, they're just opinions. I'm not saying I'm all knowing or anything, but it's fun for me. Other people have been doing this for a little while now, and I've been doing this since I was a kid, so I decided I better put out my videos doing this too, you know. Church of Metal, Pastor Durb, wishing you and yours a good time and peace and happiness, and metal up your ass.